Alpharetta, Georgia is a booming town located in northern Fulton County, just north of Atlanta. It's a highly desirable area to live in, and yet it comes with an equally high price tag. As a local real estate agent and team leader here in North Georgia, my team and I have so many people who reach out to me because they want to relocate to Alpharetta, and we can definitely see why. Since it's just north of Atlanta, many people make this town their home because of how quickly, in theory, you can commute into the city. Since it's a suburb of Atlanta, you get the major perks that come with being in a bigger city. You've got luxury shopping, incredible restaurants, and stunning homes. You're also going to get higher property taxes, more expensive housing, and an overall higher cost of living. Anytime I talk about the cost of living in a specific town, I like to reference bestplaces.org, which is a website that breaks down the cost of living in towns all across the US. Now, they use a scale of 100 to describe the overall cost of living in an area compared to the national average. The state of Georgia as a whole has a score of 93, which is below that of the national average of 100. Now, when we look at Alpharetta, it has a ranking of 125, which is obviously higher than the national average of 100 and much higher than Georgia's overall average of 93. Now, I've mentioned it before, but Alpharetta definitely comes with a higher price tag than most of the towns north of it, like Beaufort and Flowery Branch, Cumming, and Gainesville. This is kind of like comparing apples to oranges though, since Alpharetta is definitely considered more of a true suburb of Atlanta than those other towns. So aside from location, what else is driving up the overall cost of living there? Let's start with home prices, because if you're considering moving there, you gotta have a home, right? So according to Realtor.com, the median home price of homes for sale in Alpharetta in September of 2021 was $525,000. This could be why it received a rating of 168 out of 100 for home prices. There are currently 134 homes listed for sale in our local MLS system, ranging anywhere from $315,000 all the way up to $6 million. The median sales price is $181,000 higher than it is in Gainesville and $125,000 more than Beaufort. There are currently only a total of 6 homes listed for less than $400,000 in Alpharetta. So I think that should give you a pretty good sense of the cost of homes here. Now, Alpharetta is such an attractive place to people relocating because it's such an awesome town. You've got really great schools, there's great restaurants, and it has a great location. It's a huge attractor for families. As a local recently put it, it is as close to a family of 4 as you can get. But it's not necessarily a place you are going to be able to fit in if you have a really tight budget. And when I say fit in, it's going to be hard to literally fit it in your budget. Property taxes are also higher in Alpharetta as well. Since home values are so much higher, that's also going to increase your cost of living. Generally though, as a state, Georgia overall has much lower property taxes than states like Florida, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. The list goes on. You can check out this video on my channel if you're interested in hearing more about how property taxes in Georgia work. You can almost guarantee that if you live in Alpharetta, you're going to be in a community with HOA fees. Now, these fees can vary anywhere from several hundred to a few $1,000s a year, depending upon whether it's a gated community, what kind of amenities there are there, and the price range of homes in the neighborhood. HOAs are great for maintaining home values, so you are sure to find them in more upscale communities, which is what you can expect to find in Alpharetta. Now, it might be a pain to pay these fees each year, but they're going to ensure that the homes are kept in good condition, which helps make sure that the home values are kept up with. So in the long run, it is worth it. And heck, you got some pretty great amenities that come along with it. Now, next on the list to consider when you're evaluating cost of living is food. So groceries in Alpharetta were giving a score of just over 103, which is just over the national average. In Alpharetta, you have tons of great grocery store options like Sprouts, Fresh Market, Publix, Whole Foods. Many of these specialty grocery stores, which obviously come with a bit higher price tag than your generic stores like Aldi or Kroger. Now don't worry, there is a Kroger in Alpharetta and you can drive to an Aldi just a few minutes away if you prefer to get your groceries there. A quick side note, Alpharetta has a ton of great retail shopping. There are an outdoor shopping mall called Avalon that has much more higher end stores like Chanel, Tesla, Lululemon, and even a Peloton store. It's got incredible restaurants too. That is also another reason why people love living in Alpharetta. Now, when we look at the cost of utilities in Alpharetta, it's ranked at 100, almost 101, which is lower than the overall state ranking of 103. People from other states are always blown away when they hear that utilities are not astronomically expensive here, since we have to run our ACs for what feels like 10 months out of the year. I had clients purchase a 5,000 square foot home, and during the hottest summer months where the air conditioning was pumping at full blast, their electric bill was $240 at its highest. But during a typical month, it only ran them $150. The average monthly utility bills here in Georgia is around $349 a month. Now, Alpharetta does have a pretty high transportation rating with a score of 120. The average cost of a gallon of gas in Alpharetta is currently hovering around $3.10 a gallon. My team and I were recently in Los Angeles, and we were floored to see that gas was $4.79. Gas has just within the last week or two crept over $3 a gallon here in Georgia, and not everyone is happy about it. But then I remember back to that trip to LA and the cost of gas out in California, and suddenly I'm not so bitter about that $3 a gallon of gas when I'm pumping it into my car. Home prices are definitely keeping the cost of living on the higher end in Alpharetta, but that doesn't seem to be slowing down the demand for the area. If you're trying to decide between Alpharetta and Buford, make sure you go check out this video where we compare those two. So what do you think of Alpharetta? Is this somewhere where you are considering living? Let me know in the comments below.